Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I created this video as support material for the reading The Seventh Man. Okay, so what is the Seventh Man about? You might have forgotten because we read this a long time ago in the class, but this reading starts with a dialogue between the seventh man, which has no name, and a lot of men that are talking about pretty bad experiences. He starts by describing a storm. Remember that a typhoon is a strong storm. Let's not confuse it with a tsunami. That's quite different, right? A typhoon is a strong storm. Okay, there's no setting. We don't know what time the story takes place, where it takes place, because the text starts by the dialogue, right, of the man telling the story with other men. Okay, he talks about an unfortunate event that changed his life a big way, that took away everything that mattered to him. He is like building tension, I would say. This is like an attention grabber. So that it's like a hookup, I would say. Then he starts telling us the personality of Kay. Remember, Kay is his best friend. And back then he was 10 years old. Then he sets the special bond meaning the special relationship that they had. He says that Kay was fragile and that he had a speech impediment. And somehow we can infer that he felt responsible for him and he wanted to protect him. Kay says that he does have a brother, but that he didn't have this affection, that brotherly affection that he had with Kay. He starts saying very important and special moments that they shared in their childhood. And then he says that there was a storm coming. And as a child, he felt everything was so novel, you know. As children, for us, everything is so exciting. It's all new. While people are worrying, just like right now in COVID-19, people are racing to the supermarkets so that they can buy some groceries. Well, it's the same scenario, but in a typhoon, right? His parents got supplies, basic supplies, and his father allowed him to go out and just told him that at the sign of the slightest wind, he would have to come back home. But he and his friend Kay went to the seashore. And unfortunately, he had to see how his friend was taken away by a big wave. Of course, this is narrative fiction. It's full of details, a lot of adjectives, a lot of verbs that give us a picture in our minds of what's going on there. There's a lot of tension. When you start reading the text, you can feel all the confusion. The Kay was basically paralyzed. There's a part in the text that he mentions that he could, in his mind, he can remember everything in a soundless way, right? Soundless means with no sound at all. He felt responsible for Kay, right? He shouted at him. Kay didn't listen to him. But at the same time, his instinct told him to run away, right? Remember that is part of human nature. We protect our own lives. We run away. It's built in our instincts. But he has a moral debate, right? In which he's telling his friend to run away from that place. For some reason, his friend does not listen to him. And when he does listen to him, it's too late for him. And so he sees this devastating scene and he has this so traumatic experience, and in which he details everything in the text. And there, he also makes it as if probably not like a horror movie, but he gives us this picture in our minds that it's um, it's a really dark thing, a very confusing thing. Well, and then he survives. Somehow the second wave comes and he sees his friend as if staring at him. He feels guilty. Somehow he thinks that he's going to have the same experience. He thinks that the second wave is going to kill him, but it doesn't. Then he passes out. After 3 days, he wakes up. Remember that his father is a doctor. Nobody asks him about Kay. They don't blame him. They know that they're very good friends with Kay. Nobody mentions this. Everybody in the village looks for Kay. They can't find him. He feels very guilty because of this. He gets really sick. He begs his father to allow him to not live in this village anymore. He wants to move out of the village. A lot of time passes by. He gets a college degree, but all his life he had been haunted by these memories. He has nightmares. He even says that he had fallen in love, but he had never seen himself married because he would wake up in the middle of the night, all sweaty and screaming. So, but then his father dies from cancer. Kay's father, no, not Kay's father. I mean, the seventh man's father dies from cancer. So his brother sends him, I don't know how they contact him. I can't remember every single detail right now. But the thing is that he goes back home after 40 years. He was so traumatized that he didn't even want to go to a swimming pool. He goes to the garage. He sees all the seascapes. He starts remembering about everything, and all of a sudden he has an epiphany. An epiphany is a sudden realization of the truth. Like all of a sudden, you understand things clearly. And he understands that it's not his fault. He understands that that the way in which Kay looks at him when he's in the wave is not, he's not making him feel bad. Probably he's just saying goodbye to his friend. So he gets rid of all this bad feelings that he has, and then he continues with life. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can email me or you can find me in Google Classroom. Bye-bye. Take care.